you want to apply for a visa to Canada, but you don't know how to go about this? Well, what if I tell you that within 1 year, you could be here in Canada and later on get permanent residency? I'm going to be uploading videos that will help you who wants to move to Canada, most especially for studies. I'm going to upload all the information that I have, that I know about study visa, and how you'll make sure that by the end of your studies, you have a post-graduation work permit and later on a permanent residency. Please remember to subscribe, like, comment, share this video with your friends. If there's information that you specifically want me to talk about, please write it down in the comment section and I will answer it in the later videos that I'll upload on my channel. When applying to come to Canada, the first thing you want to keep in mind is the school that you are going to apply to. Always remember to apply for a post-secondary institution. That is to say, either university or a college. If you're still in high school, you're the best candidate for Canada. Please work hard, get good grades, and then apply to the universities and colleges that are in Canada. For those of you who already have their undergraduate degrees, my advice would be a master's degree if your grades are very good and if you've done some research at school. If not, apply for a diploma or a certificate. The school you apply for will determine your later success in life while staying in Canada. If you apply to schools in expensive regions of Canada, expensive provinces, you may financially not be able to sustain yourself until the time that you will be getting a permanent residency. Now, what that implies is that you may lose your place in Canada and may have to go back home. Secondly, you should think about the province to which you're applying to. If you're not very financially stable, please desist from going to provinces like Ontario and British Columbia. The process of getting a permanent residency from these provinces is long and expensive. So you want to apply for provinces like in the Atlantic region, that is to say Nova Scotia, Prince Edward Island, Newfoundland and Labrador, and New Brunswick. Additionally, you could apply to provinces like Saskatchewan, you could apply to Alberta, you could apply to Yukon and the Northwest Territories. So your whole process of application has a lot of things that need to be put into consideration. 1. How much money do you have? 2. How can you explain your school to the immigration officer, the visa officer, when you're applying for your visa? 3. Will you be able to afford your school and the cost of living in the province the school is located in? 4. How easy is it to get a permanent residency once you are done with school? So, with all this into consideration, you can start looking for your school. Now, this is where it gets a little bit tricky because there are very many schools and you wouldn't know where to start from. The first thing to put into consideration is how much are your funds? How much money do you have? If you finished your bachelor's degree and you performed so well, you have a high GPA, you've done some research, or you already have a master's degree with a thesis or without a thesis, and you have some background in research, you can apply for a master's degree. Now, with most master's degrees in Canada, the school will offer you full funding and pay you to teach there as a graduate teaching assistant or to work there as a graduate research assistant. That's why I would encourage each and every person who already has a bachelor's degree or a master's degree to apply for either a master's or a PhD, simply because the chances of you coming with full funding are very high. Another thing you want to consider is the length of your study. A shorter study period, that is 1 year, will only guarantee you 1 year work permit after school. So you have only 2 years in which to get your permanent residency, something which may not be so simple in most provinces in Canada. You ideally would want to pick a 2-year school period, either a diploma or a postgraduate diploma or a postgraduate certificate, that is 2 years, because after 2 years you'll get a 3 years work permit And if you add these, you get 5 years where you're officially allowed to stay and work. For those of you who want to do a 1-year program because your funds may not allow doing a 2-year program, I would advise you going for a certificate or a postgraduate diploma at colleges that are located in the Atlantic region, because there are very many programs for getting a permanent residency in the Atlantic region that do not require you to have stayed in Canada for a longer time. Different countries have different visa processing times. So what you want to do is head over to www.canada.ca and look for visa processing times. Once you get there, I'm just going to do that from my laptop here. Visa processing times. You probably want to write in Google visa processing time Canada. When you click on Google, it will bring for you a list of websites. One of them will be www.canada.ca, and the first one should be check processing times. You click on that. You come down and select the application type, pick temporary residence, visiting, studying, working. Which temporary residence application? You will select study permit from outside Canada. If you're outside Canada, if you're within Canada, well, you select within Canada. Then you click on get processing time. It will give you the number of weeks that it will take for you to get your visa. Some countries get their visas earlier, others get their visas later, but ideally you want to give it time. You should give it like 11 weeks before you get your visa. I'll leave the link in the description on how to get your visa processing times for the year 2022. For the other years after this, it may change. So if you're watching this in 2050, say hi to my future self. But if you're watching in 2022, then you'll go to that link and find your country visa processing time. Now I'm going to talk about the process that I took to get my visa from the beginning to the end. First and foremost, relating to you, is that you should think about your finances. When you're applying to come to Canada,